Welcome to week 5 of our 10-week Tai Chi course. We're learning the 10 forms, or sometimes called the Tai Chi 8. And we're also working through the 10 principles of Yang Cheng Fu. Today is the 5th week, and the 5th principle is to drop the shoulders, drop the elbows. If you'd like to do a little bit of revision, in week 1, we lifted through the crown of the head. Week 2, we sunk our chest, expanded our back, and then we swung the waist. We relaxed the waist in week 3. In week 4, we learned to distinguish between solid and empty, or substantial and insubstantial. And these are the 5 external harmonies, part of the 10 principles of Yang Cheng Fu. Let's start today just by letting our arms be heavy. Give yourself a moment just to arrive into practice. You might like to take a breath, and then a deep sigh. And as we always do, let's start our practice by lifting our arms with the breath, turning the palms, sinking down, sense of inviting in new learning, new energy, new ideas as we breathe in. And then letting go of our fixed identity, anything that's stuck or set, as we sigh out. One more time. Welcoming, allowing, accepting, and then letting go of whatever we don't need. All right, so dropping the shoulders, sinking the elbows. What does this mean? Let's start exactly where we are. Roll the shoulders. So many times we can hold tension in these parts of our body, barely even noticing. And anytime we lift our arm, we are inviting tension into the body. So today we're going to see if we can practice the 5th form, which is a cloud hands form, without inviting any tension into shoulders, any tension into elbows. Let's bring our hands up to the shoulders, open wide. Maybe changing directions. Let's see if we can let our arm be really heavy. Just let the whole shoulder relax, and let your arm swing one side and then the other. Let's take some arm circles. We're going to do 2 turns backwards, tap the shoulder, and then 2 turns forwards. And as you do this, just see if you can let momentum take over. No effort, no trying, just use the weight, use the turn of your waist or your hips to let the arm keep moving. All right, and on the other side. And you might even like to try both sides at once, maybe. All right, let's shake out. And we might start by crossing our hands, bringing our fingers to our first 2 points on our lung meridian, lung 1 and lung 2. And If you're not too sure where they are, you might just try just in front of where your armpit starts and just under the collarbone. And just bring your attention here. You might like to listen to your breath come and go. Notice whether your breath is underneath your fingers in your chest or deeper in the belly. We're just going to explore a little bit some myofascial release around our shoulder joint. Shoulder joint has many muscles attached to it. Our biceps and triceps, our deltoids, our pectorals, our trapezius, all the rotator cuff muscles around the side and the back that help us push out. And let's just explore some of these. We'll start by drawing a hand across the body, and you might like to press in just under the collarbone and just let your opposite hand move around as you do. And all we're doing is looking for those little bits of tightness or tension that we hold in the body. You might like to jump over the collarbone into the trapezius and just explore around. You might like to jump behind the shoulder blade into all those rotator cuff muscles, the infraspinatus, the teres minor. These are muscles we use when we throw out. You might squeeze the side of the arm and shake it all out. Let's come to the other side. We'll start with our pectorals again. Just let your arm be as heavy as you can. Jump over the collarbone, press into the trapezius, that big spongy muscle along the top of the shoulder. We might jump behind the shoulder blade. Squeeze the arm again. And then we'll shake out both arms. All right, today's practice, we're going to learn a form called cloud hands, very famous form in Qigong and Tai Chi. You might have done it in the Shabasha sequence. You might have done it in any kind of Tai Chi form. And most important thing with cloud hands is to start below the feet. So we're going to shift our weight onto one leg and then slowly draw the toes across, bend the heel, then shift the weight. And now that our weight is all the way on the other side, we're going to draw the toes in, drop the heel, and we're back to straight. Let's go back the other way. So all the weight now on this leg, shift the toes across, drop the heel, shift the weight across, all the way to the other side. And when 100% of our weight is on this leg, then we lift the heel, draw the toes in, and sink down. Let's keep going side to side just for a moment. Last week's principle was to do with this idea of heaviness and lightness, yin and yang. And today we're going to see if we can explore this in how we move from side to side. Remembering that to be double weighted is to be heavy and clumsy, slow to react. When we have all our weight on one leg, we are agile, we are adaptable. So just notice body moving with efficiency and simplicity. Might not feel that straight away. Notice what happens with your breath. All right, and we'll come back into the center. So next most important thing with our flat hands is this idea of rotating and turning the waist. So a lot of people, when they do this form, tend to swing their arms with the lower body staying static, right? But what we want is for the arm and the hip to be connected. So as we turn, our arm is staying in the same relationship with our chest, with our chin, with our head, and we're turning our waist. The waist is the steering wheel of the body that helps us find direction. So let's start on the one leg, stepping out. Heel and toe go down. Now, have your hand in front of your heart, and we're going to turn the hip bone, turn as far as it wants to turn. And when it can't turn anymore, we draw in, and then our hands switch, yin and yang meeting, and our hips turn back. And then we're going to keep going. So now we step out again, turn the waist. Right, let's try that again. We start on one side, stepping out, toes then heel, and then our hand guides the hip bone, turn the waist. Don't worry too much about the hands right now. When you can't turn anymore, draw the hand in, and then turn the waist again, shift your weight to the leg, and then once again, step out, turn. All right, let's do that one more time. Sink down before you start. Step out. Feel that sense of hips turning, rotating the waist. Arms are just following the hips. All right, let's keep going this time. We're going to lean back, shift our weight back. We're coming back towards the center. All right. Might just do a few times. We'll do it in a row. I might even turn around so you can follow the same direction if you like. Let's take a breath in to prepare to start. Feel the crown of the head lifting. Sink down through the standing leg. And then we extend the toes, the heel. Shift the weight, turn the hips. Draw the feet in, turn the hips again. Step out. All right, we're going to return. All right, let's try one more time. And back. All right, shake it out. Let's maybe we might just do a bit of cloud hands side to side, just to practice the form. So instead of doing it in the Tai Chi form today, we're just going to do it stepping out and then coming back. And just see if you can feel the rhythm in the body of the movement. So let's take a breath in. Step out, sigh out. Draw the legs together. Sweep the palms, turn the waist, and then we'll step back. Draw the legs together. See if you can start feeling that movement of the hip bones. Very subtle. I like to think of true self as when hand and heart are connected. So just get that sense of turning towards the heart. When everything is in balance in our life, we don't need anything to be any different. But when our fire element is out of balance, we might feel scattered, a little jumpy. We might feel like we can't sleep at night. We might have insomnia. Cloud hands for me symbolizes this idea that our head is above the clouds when we're in harmony, always just serenely looking down on everything that happens below us. Just like that feeling you get when you're in a plane and you look down. All the stuff that happens just comes and goes. And we only cause ourselves trouble when we hang on too tightly. When we stop allowing things to come and go, whether it be jobs or money, houses, people, partners. Everything comes and goes in our life. And we just appreciate this moment, enjoy this moment, whatever is present. All right, let's come back into the center. And just notice how you feel after a few minutes of cloud hands. It's an amazing form to bring mind and body together. And we'll finish today's practice with just doing the first 5 forms. And I think today, let's see if we can focus on this idea of dropping shoulders, dropping elbows in each of the first 5 forms. So it might be when we do brush knee and push, we're stepping out. Instead of pushing through the shoulder, we use the hip. We drop our elbow, drop our knee. It might be when we repulse the monkey that we are turning. Often our shoulder and elbow will creep up, but when we repulse the monkey, we drop the elbow, drop the shoulder, we push out. So just encourage you in each form to notice when you're drawing tension through your elbows, through your shoulders. Every time our tendency is to go here, to grow tall or to expand our chest, we're inviting tension through the upper body. So let's start as we always do, legs together, feet together, palms turned in. You might like to scan through those cues from the principles of Yang Cheng Tu. It might be the crown of the head lifting up. It might be sinking the chest, expanding the back, relaxing the waist. Noticing where your attention is. See if you can sink down before you start. And when you're ready, all the weight on one leg. Let's step out, shift the weight. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, sinking down. And we repulse the monkey. Shift the weight out. We're going to push out, rush knee and push across. Inhale back, lift the toes, shift to the other side. Leaning back. Turn the toes in, shift again. Hold the ball. Now we part the horse's mane. Roll back. And you drop the elbows. Can you relax the shoulders? Now we come to our cloudy hands form. Lean back. And we are now up to date. I'm going to turn around. We'll do the same forms again so you can have a back view. Bring the legs together. Take a big sigh. Sink down. And when you're ready, all right, shake it all out. You might like to just let your arms be heavy. And we'll come back to bring our palms to heart center. Let's take a moment in gratitude and humility, and then of course bow to each other.